Hello, peoples. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Sub ho chuka hai. Now we are in good night. So, of course, I joined late. So, guys, how are you all doing? So we have got a lot of regular attendees. Nerd, Grim. There is also Vivek, Sheikh Ladin. Thank you so much for staying for like 5 minutes or so in the chat, guys. So we are starting a bit late, but so some people are saying Adwin maybe MI fan, so he's late. No, Sunday vibes. That's it. Nothing much. So let's quickly get started. So guys, before we start, how many of you know today's agenda? Just drop it down in the chat if you guys know what are we going to do today. Okay. Alright guys, so today I have got two things for you. Firstly, like we'll generally try to do things as per plan, and then I've got something else. So today's session, it's like, of course, not classification. Yesterday we completed classification. All right, so let me get started. Regression, exactly. So today we are going to do regression, but also regression. It's not with like TensorFlow, and it's not like a very big sort of regression. It is like beginner friendly regression. Someone is saying recession, not recession, definitely not. All right, so okay, so let me quickly present my screen, and let's start off with ML Bootcamp day 5. So guys, are you excited? All right, guys. So before we start, this bootcamp is brought to you by Google Developer Student Clubs in collaboration with TensorFlow User Group Hyderabad. So before we start, we have a lot of questions in the chat. So guys, let me tell you one thing. There is a question and answer session at the last. So please save your questions for that one like 5-10 minute gap where we just do question and answer. So in that part you can ask your questions and I'll one by one answer them. So whatever questions you have, keep it on the note. At the last we are going to do a Q&A. At that time I'll definitely answer each and every question. So guys, welcome to the day 5 of machine learning boot camp, brought to you by developer student clubs of Google and in collaboration with TensorFlow user group Hyderabad. If you guys don't know who I am, my name is Moin. I'm the co-organizer of TFUG Hyderabad and I work as an SD in ML and Flutter. Moving ahead, uh, yesterday we did classifications. So today we are going to build a regressor model. So, yep. If you guys are first time, like what do we say, joiners, if you guys have joined for the first time today, so guys, let me tell you, uh, you need not worry. You can listen to today's class and then go back and watch the other videos on YouTube. Uh, a lot of people are saying what was given yesterday was executed but there are errors. So guys, let's do one thing. After we complete this boot camp, let's sit and discuss the errors over a Google Meet. That will be a bit better. So let's have a extended uh, or like encore sort of session where later on, maybe after the 7th day, we'll sit and particularly discuss on what sort of errors you're getting. So let's get started. Okay, so just like the agenda yesterday was classification. So we started with supervised. We went on doing classification without TensorFlow. Then we did classification with TensorFlow, uh, and then we are doing a simple regression model. It's actually a regressor. So today we'll be building a sort of regressor. So guys, let's go ahead. Let's learn how to make a regression model. And there is a bonus over here. There is Kaggle competition. So guys, you've been doing Kaggle since I think a couple of days that this bootcamp started. So there are a different set of what do we say, features that Kaggle provides, uh, except simply coding or learning stuff. So there are competitions. There are, you can create data sets, you can download data sets. So there are a lot of different features that Kaggle provides. So one of that is competition. So um, a lot of people host competitions on Kaggle, so which are like uh, free for everyone to join, and they have very exciting prizes. So just like that, we have one competition today which we'll be discussing about. So that is bonus content, which we will parallelly discuss throughout this session. So guys, if your friends have not joined, and doesn't matter if they register or not, we will later re-register them. Please share this link everywhere, ask your friends to join, post it on social media, do some shouting about it, because today's session is going to be special, because today we will be doing a participation in a global Kaggle competition. So guys, make sure nobody misses out on this, and let's pump up some of our views. Moving ahead, what we'll do is, first, just like I say this every day, you need not install Python or any IDE or any software. Everything will be done in the browser itself, because this bootcamp is powered by Kaggle. So moving ahead, section 1, let's revise what did we do yesterday, just like we do every day. Let's revise. So guys, can you tell me in the comments, like, what were your key takeaways from yesterday? Any one liner is fine. What were your key takeaways from yesterday's session? Comparison model, not comparison, it is called as classification. CNN, all right, yes, we did CNN yesterday. Classification, yes, that's right. Mm, let me pin down the right answers. So Rakesh has said CNN. Omkar is saying train test split. Yes, even that is right. So we did computer vision as well. Yes, right answer. We did computer vision. We did convolution. Yes, that is right. Nerd. Okay, so yep, we did a lot of that stuff yesterday. Working on ML model with TensorFlow. Yes, all of that stuff is right. So let's give it a quick recap. So guys, basically what we also saw, yes, this is like the duplicate of the slide what we saw yesterday as well. So guys, we did basically supervised learning. So supervised learning involves label data. The data has a target variable. So of course, something which we are predicting. So the model learns by mapping these input features. So there are features which we will map to our model and which will predict the target variable. So this is what we did yesterday using CNN, using classification. So today we are going to do the same thing, the very same thing, but using a very different uh, methodology, a very different model, a very different algorithm called as regression. So yes, yesterday, right answer again. Yesterday we used MNIST dataset. So today we are going to use a bit different dataset, and I'll tell you what it is. So moving ahead. Firstly, guys, what is regression? Does any of you know what is regression? Any guesses? Any one liner is like your comments, your opinions, everything are appreciated, guys. So please do be very active in the chat, and guys, pump up some of the views. Put this link, like share the YouTube link in the college groups or wherever are you guys are active. Share it so that others also could join. Predicting a value, okay, a bit close. Of course, every ML model predicts a value used to find relationship between variables. That is basically the epitome of supervised learning. We find relationship between variables. So what exactly is regression according to you? Okay, I see a lot of different answers. So guys, till you guys tell a lot of different answers, let me share you the link of uh, our live session. And whoops. Okay. So guys, here's the link. Share it with a lot of people. Share it with a lot of people so that others can join. Okay, okay. So a lot of people are saying relationship between one dependent variable and a series of other variables. Yes, you are right, but there are also a lot of other right answers. Relationship between two variables. Yes, a statistical method. Yes, regression is a statistical method, determines the strength and the character of relationship between one dependent, usually denoted by y, a series of other variables known as independent. Yes, okay guys, so basically you guys are right. So regression is nothing but process of finding the correlations between dependent and independent variables. So let me basically tell you what dependent and independent variables are. So let's say that I'm trying to study something. If I'm very interested in it, I'll learn it properly. So something is dependent on something. So my sort of like, what do we say, the intensity to learn is dependent on my interest. So also let's say that the price of something might be dependent on time. So as long as the time goes, the price might shoot up. So also, just like, what do we say, a lot of um, stuff are dependent on each other. For example, speed and distance, and time. So one variable is the dependent variable, and the other one is like sort of we call it the input variable. So these are like correlated to each other. So the task of regression is nothing but to make a, what do we say, function in which the a dependent variable is continuously mapping the output, or else like is continuously in correlation with the uh, output variable. So basically, what we are doing here is we are taking input variable as x and output variable as y. So x and y are continuously correlated to each other. So as you can see, because of that, uh, something like a sort of pattern is formed, which is like probably in the form of a straight line. So what is this graph and all, I'll tell you all of that sooner. So also guys, there are some examples on the slide. As you can see, market trends and prediction of prices. So market trends is of course like that. So currently, what is a meme trend, guys? What meme trend is going on? Can somebody put it in the chat and tell me what meme trend is going on? IPL trend is going on, that's fine, but what meme trend is going on? Okay, maybe a lot of you are not active on social media. I don't see any comments down there. So mm, let's continue. So just like market trends and just like you know um, the prices and all. So there is one dependent variable over some other variable. So basically, it's like two different variables which are getting mapped and forming one sort of pattern. So let's move ahead. Imagine, let's say, just like I gave an example that how much interest is there. Interest in like how much dedication I give to study something, to learn something. The outcome is based on that. So so just like that, what happens is, um, let's take an example. Just like that, what happens is, if I try to study more, if I try to study more, if I try to put in more effort, I will be like learning something better. So here, mm, well, let's take the efforts as what do we see, the input variable, and the expected grades as the dependent variable. So how much ever the person is trying to put efforts in studying, that better the grade he gets. So sometimes you might say that this doesn't what do we say, work like every time. So that can be taken as outliers, so exceptional cases. So basically here, just like you guys can see, the efforts on studying are mapped on the x-axis, and expected grades are mapped on the y-axis. So just like that, what happens is like, um, here, if we put regression on that, it is like basically drawing one line which is the best, what do we say, prediction where these things can lie. Let's say that I put more efforts, I get good grades, so there will be one point on the top of the graph. And if I put low efforts, and of course, like, what do we say, it is basically like the general line which you draw, y equals mx plus constant. I think I used to take a, but I think you guys take c, so y equals mx plus c or something like that, right? So if you guys know that, if somebody knows that what y equals mx plus c means. Oops, I think there's a network glitch, guys. Can you guys give me a minute? I'll try to reconnect. Okay, guys, I'm back. Really sorry for the inconvenience. There was a network glitch on my side. So, yeah. So, if you guys um, are not getting what I'm trying to tell, basically, here, uh, just like imagine a graph where we are trying to point how much efforts I'm putting and what is the expected result out of it. So, if I'm trying to put much efforts in study, of course, we'll get better grades. So, I'll put a point on the top right. So, just like that, we'll take a lot of different iterations of how much effort am I putting and what is the respective output of it. So what happens is a lot of different points come up on the graph, and through that we'll be able to visualize a line. So basically, uh, what happens is, this is how regression works. Like, so it's like taking the best curve from all the what do we say, like entries or results or all the data which we have, so which can get us the expected grade. So of course, what happens is, here, like, a lot of people are telling a different formula. So let me exactly tell you how regression formula comes up. So of course, I was bad at maths since school, so but I'm very good at machine learning and quant. So let me figure out this formula for you guys. So let's take y as a dependent variable. Let me write it somewhere. um, Let me visualize for you guys. So if you guys can still see my screen, can any of the volunteers tell if they can see my screen, yes or no? I think you guys, yep. I think Rakesh or someone. Yes, okay, fine. So I saw that. Yes, fine. Okay, guys. So here I'll tell you how the formula will be. So it'll be something like, let's take y as the what do we say? What do we generally take y as a dependent variable, and what happens is x as the independent variable. So there are also some things called as unknown parameters. So, and there are also something called as error terms. So what happens is, like, we also have to take in consideration as consideration for unknown parameters. So what we'll take as, let's take beta as unknown parameters coefficient. This is not b, guys, this is beta. So I really am not trying to insert a symbol over here. Let me try to copy beta from somewhere. I'm not able to do that. Hmm. Okay, so guys, just think that this b is nothing but beta. So the function of, what do we say, the independent variable over the unknown parameters with error terms added to it. So let's add error terms as e plus e. So here इसका function आ जाएगा. So f of x beta, this will become the regression formula. This will also have something like I over here, yi of xi, because these are dependent variable and independent variable. So, and error terms also, whatever error terms are there in the variable itself, that will be called as ei. So this I will be a bit like in the subscript. So let me reduce the size of it. Yeah, it, this is how it will look like. So also this. Okay, much better. Also this one. 8. Yeah, much better. 9, 10. Okay, so guys, this is the formula for regression. Let me bold it off. All right, so here basically y is the in what do we say, dependent variable, x is the independent variable, and beta are unknown parameters which are not known to us. So this is how regression analysis is done. So just because you guys were asking formula and all, I tried to give a few, give a sort of overview for it. So also, guys, if a lot of you don't know the math behind it, you need not worry. You need not worry at all. Without math also, you can still do this, because ultimately it's code. So but you need to understand the science behind it. You need to understand what goes inside. So for like, what do we say, for an instance, let's believe that um, this is how it works, like, so you need to automatically deduce that, okay, this is what do we say, this is what is cooking inside. So that will give you a better perspective on understanding things. So guys, it is already 9:30, so quickly we'll jump into some code and see what we can do. Also, guys, we please do share the link with a lot of your friends, a lot of what do we say, your connects. Please put it on social media. I'm trying to put the link over here. Share this with a lot of people. We are live and we are going to see what is ML Olympiad today. Okay, I'm breaking the silence on that. It's not just another Kaggle competition. We will try to what do we say, participate in ML Olympiad, followed by which in tomorrow's session we'll make a submission and we will try to crack something in ML Olympiad. All right, so let's go. So this is what the theory behind regression was. So let's visualize something. So guys, this is basically, it's the gold price in Hyderabad city, which has been, what do we say, it is around 68,390 per 10 grams. So before 2019 it was something around 30,000. So what I've done is, on the x axis I've taken time, on the y axis I've taken price. So here uh, tell me what is the dependent variable and what is the independent variable in the chat. So here, tell me what is the dependent variable and what is the independent variable. Okay, one person just said X. So X is what? Is it the independent? So Yeah, one person said price dependent. Yes, price is dependent, X is independent. Like, you guys got it right. You guys got it like very very right. Price here is the dependent variable because over time price is changing. So uh, just like I said before, price and time both are correlated, and continuously they are correlated, continuously they are changing in a pattern. So I simply drawed a sort of, what do we say, lines here to connect the price and the year. So guys, I hope you can see that these dots make some sense. These are like, what do we say, in the shape of a curve, right? So here we are we are able to draw a curve out of it, and as you can see, this is the real time graph which I like simply screenshotted from Google. So as you can see, if I go back and if I go front, this is a bit similar. This curve is like a bit similar. So as you can see, this is how regression analysis is done. So this is the real time price, and that was the price which we were trying to analyze. So those both curves are like, what do we say, almost similar, almost in the sense like this has a lot of ups and downs in that because the price keeps dipping and going up a lot of times. That was like a holistic approach. So but overall this was like, what do we say, almost equal. So moving ahead, what we will do in regression is, why we use regression is to predict what will be the future of it. So as you can see, there's a, what do we say, bright line at the, what do we say, end of the graph. That will be our prediction. So this is like a basic, what do we say, mathematical prediction that I did. It is not regression based prediction. So that is basically a sort of average taken prediction. So what we'll do is today we'll try to take up one problem and we'll try to predict what will be the future outcome of it. So this sort of analysis is used at a lot of places, price predictions, and mostly price predictions, but of course at a lot of different places as well. So I'll try to tell all the applications at once, at last, or somewhere. So before we run out of time, let's dive into code and I'll show you a few examples. So guys, what we'll build today, just like we've been doing since 3 days, since the past 3 days, this is the question which we are having today also. What will we build today? But today we'll definitely build something, but there is something special for you all. Let's not just build but also participate in a flagship event. So guys, any guesses what that flagship event is? What is inside that mystery box? Any guesses, guys? Please put all of your guesses in the chat. Yes, yes, yes. I copied it from Subway servers. So, guys, any guesses what this flagship event is and what is inside that mystery box? Any guesses? Trophy? Not a trophy. Not 500 coins. Um, Not a problem. No, no, that's not a problem. That is like, as you see the second point. Uh, we are not just building something, but we are also participating in a flagship event. Keys, spray bottle, key pass, hackathon. Okay, people who are saying some sort of event which is like a hackathon, high production events with many speakers, content material, and sponsor. That kind of things we do regularly, man. But they don't have a lot of, what do we say, um, much interaction like I'm having today. Not Jugaad hacks. Jugaad hacks was different. This is different. Hands-on project. Hands-on project is included in this, but there's an event. Okay, guys, let me not waste time over here. Let's cut the chase. And this is none other than our flagship event, which happens globally every year, which is brought to you by Google developers, ML Olympiad 2024. So, guys, here you go. ML Olympiad 2024 is live and it is running uh, v- in a full swing all over the globe. Not only in India, but all over the globe, ML Olympiad is being conducted, and ML Olympiad is a sort of, what do we say, flagship events, which is conducted by and supported by Google for Developers program, and of course, machine learning development program of Google. And let us dive deep and see what it is, how we can participate, what will happen in this, and why are we talking about this in this boot camp. So guys, let's go ahead. Some people, if you guys are asking about project, it will start on day 6. Day 6 we will start our project, day 7 we will end our project, and day 8 will be like we don't have day 8 on agenda, but we can connect another time just to solve doubts and have a nice chat, to, like, what do we say, introduce each other or something like that, not on YouTube live but over Google Meet. Okay guys, so without wasting any time, let's move ahead. So what we'll build today is a very simple regression model that takes the data of temperatures of previous years and predict the temperature of the future year. So let's say that in 2000, not in 2000, uh, in 2001, in 2001, let's say that in January this was the average temperature, moving till, what do we say, the end of the year, there was some different temperature. So what we'll do is see what was the temperature throughout the year, and we will predict what will be it like in the upcoming year. So for that we'll be using a data set in which we'll have temperatures from around 1970, I think, I'm not sure, 1907 or 1970 till 2017, and we will predict the future, sort of a prediction for 2018 or maybe more future years. So let's go, let's try to dive in deep. But before we start, what exactly is ML Olympiad? So before we start doing this, how many of you know what ML Olympiad is? Can people who know what ML Olympiad is can drop down a, what do we say, thumbs up in the chat. So as I explained, you guys can tell something if you really know about it, or before you've participated or heard of ML Olympiad. So guys, ML Olympiad is like a global Kaggle community competition, a global competition which is happening throughout the globe, throughout the globe. So it is hosted by ML GDEs, and if you don't know what GDEs are, they are Google Developer Experts. So then, apart from ML GDEs, there are TensorFlow user groups like us, like people like me who are hosting these all over the globe, and then there are third-party ML communities, like a lot of different ML communities and all. So this is a flagship event where a lot of knowledge sharing will go on. You'll get to work on one sort of problem, try to solve it. That is basically like a project. So uh, just like you guys know, Google is a great problem solver, so it gives us a platform to, where we can take up a problem which is like, what do we say, the problem statement which is given, and try to solve it. And of course, it is supported by Google developers and Google's machine learning development program. So guys, there is a lot which is coming up in this, and we already started ML Olympiad. TFUG Hyderabad started a ML Olympiad like a couple of weeks ago. So let me tell you what will be the outcome if you participate in this and what all will happen. So before that, let's start. So how to participate and all, guys, if you are asking for details and all, um, let us find out how that will happen. So let's do some hands-on coding and participate in ML Olympiad. Let me share my screen to Kaggle. Fine. Also, guys, just like we are doing since the past 2 days, please try to code along with me. I'll give you the link to the, what do we say, notebook, and try to code along with me. If you are getting any errors, put it in the chat. We'll see what they are and we'll try to figure it out. And so let me share my other screen. Mm, okay. All right, guys. So this is the notebook in which I, what do we say, took up this data set. Let me firstly show you the data set, and then I'll try to tell you guys what it is. So just a minute. NM weather data from India. All right, fine. Okay, so this is numeric months data, just like you guys are seeing. Here, what do we say? Let me show you how the data set is. Okay, so basically, guys, as you can see, on the first column you have year. So basically there's like those serial number or something, the index. So here you have year. So just a minute, let me show you it in a bigger format. All right, so I hope this is fine, or should I zoom it a bit? Okay, so guys, is this fine? Should I zoom or something? Okay, I zoomed it in. Let me okay, fine. Okay, so let me firstly tell you how the data set is. So what I'll do is mm, select all, apply. Okay, so basically, as you can see, here is the error 1901, 1907, 8 till at the last we have, I think, 2017. Yes, 2017. Just a minute. Let me reset this one. Yep, at the last we have 2017. So from 1901 till 2017, we have yearly data, and the months are represented in terms of numbers. One stands for January, two stands for February, three for March, four for April, so on. So, guys, this was the average temperature of that one month over that one year. So it was 17 degrees in uh, January. So basically, January happens to be winter. So that's why 17 degrees. And slowly, as you can see, as we approach April and all, it is increasing 26, 28, 28, 27. And as it becomes June and all, because it is monsoon, it is again decreasing. And as we go into December, it is again dropping down to 18. So, which means this is how the temperature trend of India is. So, of course, guys, this is NM weather data of India. So, this is how it is. So also, as you can see, guys, in 1901 in January there was 17 degrees, or like what do we say, 18. So 8 in the first couple of years, 1901 to 2, there was 18 and 19, and then followed by it was 19 and 20. But here at the last, as we see, it shot up to 20 and 23. So which means, of course, guys, climate change is real. So all of these things can be deduced out of this data set. So what we will do is, simply, we will try to take this data set and predict the future of, what do we say, how it is going to be, using, just a minute. Yep. Okay, so we will try to predict the future temperature using regression. So basically, here what I'm doing is using a regressor model. It is called as a decision tree regressor. It is not decision tree classification, it is decision tree regressor. I'll tell you uh, what is it. Also, guys, please do not like, this is high time that we should stop acting like kids, and we should, please do not ask attendance, please do not ask any what do we say, other stuff, except for the boot camp over here. Ask if you have any doubts, and if you guys ask for attendance or all, like, simply I'll ask any of the volunteers to ban you from the chat. It will be shared on time. You guys need not worry about it. We are taking care of every single thing. Every single day it has been shared, and even if we are getting around 500 views here, we are getting a lot of spam attendance every day, which we are not really cared about. So please focus on content, please focus on knowledge. There is a reason why you guys are here, and there is a reason why I am here. All right, so let's move ahead. So before I start off, guys, let me share this with you guys. Let me make this public so that you can code along with me. Also, guys, copy this in your local Kaggle and try to run this. Let me first check if this link is working or not. Whoops. Yes, it is working. So I will share it with you, guys, in the chat. Also, whoever is moderating the chat, volunteers, you need not uh, tell anyone that we will share the attendance link soon and all. Whoever asks for attendance, directly ban them from the chat. No problem, not at all a problem. So here you go, guys. I'm pinning the Kaggle notebook. You can simply copy this link, paste it in the browser, and you will be able to get the access to this. Please, there's an option called as copy and edit. You can click on that and go edit this player on with that. So any other questions regarding this thing and all will be taken at the last. We have a question answer session, you need not worry, guys. First, let's look into the code and see how it works, and let's see how we are participating in ML Olympiad regarding this. After the session, I can take another like 10-20 minutes to sit with you guys to discuss if you guys have any doubts. So till then, guys, let's go and see how this code works and how we are going to participate in ML Olympiad with this dataset, and how more we can make this better to do a better submission. All right, guys, so let's move ahead. Firstly, just like I said, I'm going to make the import statements. I have NumPy, Pandas, and then there is one special sort of package that we are using, which is called as Plotly. So Plotly gives us very interactive sort of what do we say, graphs, a very interactive sort of uh, visualizations which can be which actually look good. So I've been using Plotly since a very very long time. So guys, here I'm using Plotly for visualizations instead of simple like Matplotlib. Also, people who are asking for dataset link, it is right on your screen. You can scroll the chat to find it somewhere. The what do we say, data set link, data set, guys, I'll tell you how to find the data set of this as well. If you go to this notebook, there is something called as inputs. You can slide down this one, and here you go. Here you have all the notebooks, all sorry, I mean the data set, all the data sets. There is weather data, there is from 1901 to 2017. So of course there are data sets over here, you can find it like that. You need not, what do we say, have another page for data set and all. I'll also tell you how to add this. So firstly, what I'll do is I'll try to remove these things from here, and then I'll try to add it. So what I'll do is this, I'll remove this one. Which one I'm using? Yeah, I'll try to remove this. So let me tell you how to add. So basically, guys, if you have to add a dataset to your notebook, you guys have to simply do one thing. You guys have to go to file. Simply, you guys have to add an input. There is an option called as add input over here. Once you click it, something comes here, and as you can see, you'll have 6 recently viewed datasets over here. Or else you can simply search. I can search for NM, what do we say, weather dataset, NM India weather dataset. What was it called as? It was called as numeric months data. So I can simply use this one. I can remove dataset. Whoops. Okay, I think this one is already added. So let me search for something else. What was that? It was called as NM weather data from India. Okay, so guys, here you go. It is already added, so that's why here to me it's showing remove dataset. So by clicking this plus button, you can add it simply. So that is how you simply add an input to the Kaggle notebook. And once you add, what you have to do is click on this one, this drop down, and inside there is your what do we say, dataset. This is like just simply like, what do we say, the folder on top of it. You have to click on copy it, and then import pd.read csv. Yeah, you have to paste this file and then import. So what I'll do is I'll firstly run this, and then I'll try to import it. Any questions, guys, so far? There is a person called as Magical World. I'm banning that person for spamming the chat. Thank you. Thank you so much. Moving ahead. Any questions, guys? Any questions till here? Till here, if it is fine, that's cool. We'll move ahead. Can you please repeat it? Okay, what I'll do is, let me see. Very simple, guys. I'm telling you how to add data, how to add the data set to a Kaggle notebook. So if you guys are copying my notebook, which is displaying on the screen, so that is fine. If you are making a new notebook, and then what do we say? If you have to add it, just a minute, guys. I'll tell you. You need not download anything. People are saying you are unable to download the files. Let me paste the name of the dataset. I'll also, just a minute. I'll also paste the link of the dataset because you guys are asking a lot for it. So Kaggle dataset. This one is private. Hmm. Just a minute, guys. I'll share the link in the chat in a minute. Okay, here I go. I got the link. Let me share it with you guys. How am I able to do that? Whoops. Okay. All right, perfect. So, guys, here is the dataset link. I'm dropping it down in the chat. Please check it out. File not found error in the second cell itself. Yes, it was not public, so that's why you might get that error. So now try to reload the whole notebook. Simply click on reload, and you'll definitely be able to run that. So it is here. Okay, you'll definitely be able to what do we say, run that now. So I'll pin this one also. I'll pin the data set in the on the screen. So guys, the thing which you're seeing on the screen now is the what do we say, data set link, not the notebook link. So people who are asking, I've missed day one, I've missed day two, you need not worry. Please, please, please continue the remaining days. uh, you will get whatever you require. That is a sort of this thing. You'll get whatever you need. Please attend the other days. Okay, so yeah, so let's now cut the chase and directly move ahead. So here what I'll do is run the cell. Yeah, as you can see, guys, just like I said, here we have a data set with which in the first column I have ID, then the year, then 12 other columns, each of one represents a month. So here we have temperature. So what I'll do is, here there is this different function that I'm using which is called as melt. So what pd dot melt does is it basically what do we say, melts the data set. I'll tell you what exactly pd dot melt does. So let's say that what do we say, we have a lot of columns over here. Just a minute, where is this? Yeah, okay, we have a lot of columns here and we have a lot of data. So let's say this is what do we say, some shabby data. What does pd dot melt does is it gives id to each and every sort of what do we say column which we are mentioning there, and then it turns columns into rows. Basically it melts the data structure, data set. It turns the what do we say um column into a row. Let me tell you how it does that. So here we have year, right? So we took year. So to year it is giving a variable, and then it is taking each and every value of it. Simply it is taking the value. So as you can see, it is basically what it is doing is it is called as melting the data set. If you want, you can simply Google what is melting. So I'll hmm, give another sort of explanation. What it does is like, um, if the data is wide data, and it is what do we say having a lot of columns, what happens is it converts that wide into a long format. It becomes like, if it is wider, it converts it into a longer one. So a sort of key value combinations form. So that is what pd.melt does. Okay, so once we melted this, I'll tell you why did we do that. So we simply like reshaped it. So once we reshape it, I'm calling the reshaped data frame as df1, and then what I'll do is, um, here I'll take the column date and simply what I'm trying to do is adding a what do we say lambda function over here to convert this into a datetime object. So basically let's say that guys, you have a string as a date. I'll tell you how it is in the comment. I'll write over here. Let's say this is how you're giving date to a program. This is like to your what do we say machine. I'll take something like, what is today's date? It is 24th March. So I'm giving 24 slash 3 slash 24. So now there's a string. There's not a date time object. There's not in the type of a date time. So what happens is, this takes that as a string. So here what am I doing? Simply using a lambda function. I'm trying to convert it into a date time object. So once that is done, what will happen is our model will be easily able to understand that, okay, this is a date time one. So yeah, as you can see, uh, basically here it is taking as 1st January with at 0 hours of time, so that our year simply becomes a date. Instead of a string, it simply becomes a date. So here what am I doing is, moving ahead, once I convert it into a date, once my model understands, okay, there's not a string, there's not a random number, it is a particular date, it is a particular year. So here what happens is, moving ahead, I'm taking these columns: year, month, temperature, date. So what I'll do is simply try to do a time series analysis. And people, if you don't know what time series analysis is, simply I'll sort of draw a figure and I'll try to show you what it is. Here you go. This is the figure. So there's a whole view and there's 1 year view. So in 1 year, as you can see, the temperature in degrees was something like this. So just like it is, what do we say, very very evident that this is right sort of temperature. In January till March, it is lesser. In between, it is higher because of summer. Slowly, it decreases till December. So 100%. What do we say? We know that this is how general weather is like. So if you guys are thinking that this might be inaccurate or something, because this is like not exact data, guys. This is what a sample data set, just to figure out a problem, and later we might be able to integrate a real data set into it and do this. So but the trend is 100% same, because here we are doing a time series analysis and seeing this. So let's check the whole view first. Okay, let's take a 1 year view over some other year. So I'll simply extend this timeline to one some year in between. So let me take from July, January. Okay. So here I have January 1998 to November 1998 to again January 1999. So let me again fine tune this a bit more. Okay. Yeah, perfect. So guys, as you can see here, in 1998 January, the temperature was somewhere like around 18.84. So it is this, the whole thing is winter. So once it went to March, it shot up to 22, which means it is further going to increase 100%. Just like I said, it is going to increase. It did till 30. And then after May, slowly monsoon started and slowly it is decreasing. So this is what a time series analysis gives us. It gives us an idea of how stuff is there inside. So all of these things are just, what do we say, for visualization. You need not get worried about this code. This is all like the code for visualizing it. So this is basically time series analysis, in which we take a series of what do we say, um, instance of times, and we try to analyze some data over it in very layman terms. Okay. Hmm. Any doubts still here, guys? Because it's already 10. Let me go ahead and show you something else. So I'll skip this box plot. Here there is a box plot which basically gives what is the median temperature of per month. So the median temperature happens to be something like this. So this is just simple analysis, guys. I'll skip this. So here comes the real code where I'm using a decision tree regressor. So the reason why am I using a decision tree regressor on this thing is because there is a lot of data, and simple regression might not be able to predict the right one. So firstly, what decision tree regressor does is it does regression multiple times. On that, it runs something like a decision tree. So from that, it will take different values and get us the best value, which is like basically the predicted value. So I'll try to visualize it at the end, and I'll try to show you how it will work. So now basically what am I doing? I'm taking year, month and temperature in a separate data frame, and I'm trying to what do we say, uh, just a minute, guys. Any Also, guys, please don't try to spam the chat. Okay, moving ahead to the code. So guys, before I tell something, I need you all to just have a look at this particular snippet over here, where I'm particularly taking y as temperatures and I'm taking the other values as x. So please check this one. Please try to have a look on this, because here we are basically assigning the dependent and independent variables. So have a look on that. I'll stay here for a while until you see that snippet of code. Okay, guys, so I think that was enough time. So if you guys um, saw the snippet of code, it we are basically what we are doing is assigning uh, the x and y, the dependent variable and the independent variable. So basically on our y goes temperature. So because you guys know that has been what variable, so I need not repeat it again. So that is where we are simply defining the data and giving it. So till here, if you guys have any doubts, you can put it in the chat. And then here we'll take the model, just like we did yesterday. Yesterday we took classifier, and day before yesterday we took of course, yeah, the day before yesterday we took decision tree, and yesterday we took a CNN classifier. It was called as sequential. So today we are taking decision tree regressor. So how it is visualized, I'll tell you later. And after we take the model, just like usual, we do test, train, and split. And here I'm taking the test size as 0.3, which means 30% of the data, and 70% of the data is being used to make the training. So besides that, what I'll do is here I'll make the predictions on the test data set, and also try to see the R2 score of it. So guys, if you guys don't know what the R2 score is, I'll try to give you a sort of, what do we say, uh, some holistic approach on what is R2 score. So basically, guys, R2 score is nothing but a statistical measure of how well regression has happened. Simple, in very layman terms. So let's say that we simply drew the regression line. Now there should be some sort of parameter which should be used to check how accurate it is. So that accuracy parameter is R2 score. So if some people are already, some people know that, that is very well and good, very well and good. Kudos to you guys if you really know that it is for accuracy. Okay. E- Uh, if you guys are finding some problem with the link, yes, that was your surprise for today. There is some problem with it, I know, and that was intentionally done so that you guys could wake up from your sleep. Okay, let's move ahead. Also, guys, people who are staying till the end, I'll give you a good sort of hack on how to get a good R2 score in ML Olympiad, because this is the very problem statement of it. And basically, what I'm trying to show here is basically the answer of ML Olympiad. So, guys, if you can simply copy paste and do a submission, you can do it right away. But winning is the criteria. Whoever's code is the best, that will win. So, getting a good R2 score is not the only thing over here. Also, writing a very nice notebook, doing a very nice analysis, writing good comments is also very much needed. So it's an like overall analysis. So guys, you can take this as a reference, but try to learn something from that. Try to write your own piece of code. All right. After that, what we'll do is, once we took a regressor, once we did an R2 score, let me run this one and see how much R2 score do we get. We got of something around 0.96.09. So guys, in the chat, guys, can you please tell how much is 0.96? Is it good? Is it bad? Till then, what I'll do is, I'll uh, try to predict it for the next year. So here what I'm doing is, I'm trying to take a new set of what do we say, entries in the existing data. So in the existing data in df1, as you can see, in df1, I'll take something called as next year. I'll put it in the variable called as next year. What I'll do is, I'll take a new what do we say, entry called as year and month. So in this, what I'll do is, I will simply what do we say, add the predictions for the corresponding next year to the existing data. So what am I doing is, here uh, from the predictions, I'll take month and I'll add to df1 in the month column. All right, and the year is basically 2018. I'm giving it manually, I'm not adding it from the predictions, because temperature is going to be added from the prediction. So as you can see, from this we took a pd dot data frame, and this data frame is being called as temp 2018. So what we'll do is, here I'll try to do a head on this. I'll try 12, because there are 12, I think 11. Yeah. So let's do some prediction and see how much happen, how much do we get. So a value is trying to be set on copy of a data frame. Okay, so this is like a general warning that we get. Okay, so guys, here we predicted the temperatures for the upcoming year. So it is 11, so I think let me do it till 12. Let's make another prediction. All right, perfect. So guys, we were able to predict for 2018 as well. So if I try to copy this down and try to predict it for the next year as well. Let's see if we can do that or not. So what I'll do is I'll take something else called as 2019 data 9. So here I'll take 2019, and here instead of this I'll take 2018. So I'll take 201718. So here I'll take 2018, and here I'll take 2019, and I'll see if this can work or not. No, because okay, that thing was not available. All right, fine. So let me do it using temperature 2018. So instead of df1, I'll try to take temp 2018. I think it will be underfit or something, but let's try out. Let's see if this will work or not. Just like an experiment. Okay. Yes, 100%. It did work. I thought it would underfit, but it worked brilliantly. We were able to predict the values for 2019 as well. So basically, that is how it works, guys. So till here, if everything is fine, you guys can put a thumbs up in the chat. And if you have, what do we say, any doubt, you can put it in the chat box. Till here, if you have any doubt. Somebody saying nice move from the admin to catch the cheaters. Sometimes we have to do this stuff. Okay, let's try to predict 2025 data. Okay, I can do that, but time will not permit me. Time will not permit me. It's already 10:15. We are already 15 minutes late. So time will not permit me to do that. I have to run another, how many? We did 2019, right? 18, 19. Yes. So 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25. So another 8 iterations. So time will not permit me. How to get rid of that red errors? Actually, that is not an error, that's a warning. So error is different. If there was an error, it would have been like working by now. So that is it, guys. I can't understand the code. Okay, for this you have to watch the previous two sessions as well. And if you still can't understand the code, what I'll do is I'll try to write some nice comments over there, and I'll try to give a detailed what do we say that sort of, what do we say, uh, detailed overview so that you can understand. Why did you think of underfitting? Because see, why did I think of underfitting is because here we have one second, another person is saying import warning. So all of these questions will be taken at the last, don't worry. Let me come to the dragon of the topic before we run out of time. Let me come to the dragon of the topic, that is ML Olympiad. So guys, here also what we'll do is without analyzing this stuff, I think we cannot move ahead. So let's also analyze it. So yeah, as you can see, till 2000, till 2014, 15, 16, 17, 18, we have it. Okay, I think this should have been predicting stuff. Temp 2018. So let me take temp 2019 as well. Okay. So anything else to be changed? Okay, so basically here I did a line plot in which, yeah, here you go, guys. So we had data till 2017. So we also predicted till 2019. So I think I can also take another one over here. I'm not sure if Plotly will throw some error at my face, but let me try. Yeah, perfect. So as you can see, guys, this was the existing data. And these two data points which have been added, 2018 and 19, were the predicted ones. So yeah, as you can see, guys, here we also predicted and also plotted these. So this is how basically you write code. Whenever you write a nice notebook, you instead of just simply what do we say, predicting and putting a data set of output, you also plot it out. You also plot it. So also, guys, you can simply go through the documentation of Plotly. Why am I not going in detail of these lines of code is, because it will take some time. And you can do this with matplotlib as well. You need not use plotly. The reason why I'm using plotly is because of these. So it is like interactive, so I can simply hover on this and see that till here 2017 we had data, and here 2018 and 19 is the one which we predicted. Okay, so there was one person who said, can you do it till 2025? I'll try to do that. I'll save the notebook, so that you guys can also see the changes after uh, we are done with this thing. So okay, one person is asking, why did you prefer plotly express over seaborn and matplotlib? See, why I preferred plotly express is because in plotly you can build interactive graphs, interactive plots easily. I think I told it like 2 to 3 times, but yeah, here you go. Just like if I hover on this, I think you can see a sort of ticker which is coming and showing me the details. So these sort of graphs, and I can zoom inside. Also, I'll show you the time series graph. The time series graph. I can take this, toggle this. As you can see, I can toggle this. This is now something. It looks like an ECG, but yeah, I can toggle this. So this happens in Plotly and becomes much easier in very less lines of code. So that is like optimized as well. So that is the reason I use Plotly. So any other questions, guys? Till here, I think we are fine. So let's go to ML Olympiad and see how we can participate and how we can do stuff. So simply, guys, what I'll do is I'll go to Kaggle, and in Kaggle, I'll simply search for ML Olympiad TFUG Hyderabad. Okay. I think I won't see anything. Yeah. So let's search for forecasting India's weather. Forecasting. Yeah, here you go, guys. Forecasting India's weather. Simply, you can type this. Okay, where is the suggestion? Here you go. So in 14 days, this is going to end. So guys, you've got 2 weeks to what do we say, make a submission. So there's the competition, and I'll tell you how to submit a prediction. So guys, I hope you've copied my this thing. I hope you've copied my notebook. You guys can change the code. You guys can make nice advancements to it, do much better EDA, write some beautiful comments, make sure the R2 score goes much higher, train it much better. You can use any different model, uh, and then click on submit prediction. And if you are doing it in Kaggle directly, you can attach your notebook from here. So guys, there is another catch over here where you have to upload the output file. So for that, I'll tell you how to do that. So if you go back to what we were doing, let me think all of this is search. What the hell? Yeah. Let me go back to what we were doing. I'll show you how to upload the output file to it. Where is my notebook? Yeah, so this is like very, very important, guys. Please put some focus over here. I'll tell you how to attach the output so that you guys won't face any problem. So yeah, here you go, guys. This is the piece of code. Here, this is our data set which came out as a what do we say, prediction. So this is temp 2018, the data set, this one, which is the output. So what we'll do is we'll try to what do we say, simply write a .to CSV function in an output file. So what I'll how I added it is, I'll tell you. So simply I'll go back to the editor. I'll open this panel which is on the right, and here in the output there is already a folder. There is already a folder which is already given. So you can simply copy this. You can copy this path, and I'll show you where that piece of code is. Yeah, here you go. So you can simply copy this path, paste it here, and give any name you want. And then just simply type index equals false. So I'll also uh, copy this piece of code, and I'll try to put it in the chat. You can do this as well. You can do this as well, and you can do what do we say, there are other ways to add it also, but this is like much easier. So you can directly add the output to it, and once you make a submission, it will automatically be saved. So before that, there is something called as save version over here. It took me 8 versions to, what do we say, it will fail on the first time. It might what do we say, see, I'll show you the first version. It failed at a place. It got an error, and it was like, I won't make this prediction. So as you can see, type error fixed, added ID. Here I'll show you the type error, how it came. So here you go. Here there was a type error. So because of this type error, it was not able to make the submission. So it might take you 4 or 5 iterations. It might take you 4 or 5 iterations to save it. It might take you some time, but 100%, you guys don't worry, you will be able to make a submission. So guys, go uh, write mm, write some code, or else simply uh, take the reference of this notebook which I shared. Let me also share the notebook link again in the chat. Numeric months. Where is it? Yeah, here you go. Here's the notebook. You can take the reference of this notebook and try to write your own piece of code and attach the notebook and make a submission. So, guys, please go have a very nice ML Olympiad. And once you have submitted, put it in the group. Put it in the group, or like, what do we say? Mention us somewhere on social media so that we can push up your, what do we say, submission. So, guys, that's it for today in terms of code. I hope you guys understood what we tried to do and how we tried to do this. It might be a bit on faster pace because we are at day 5 today. So if anyone is not understanding, please go back to the previous sessions, go back to this session. It is on YouTube, so you can forward, rewind, do anything, and put it on whatever playback speed you like, and then see how stuff works. And if you are not familiar with something, please try to google some stuff, and then you can come back. So uh, guys, if you are not familiar with anything and if you are simply joining today, go to day 1. That was way slower, way slower. There we tried doing every single thing from scratch, every single thing from scratch. So why we use decision tree, why did we use, and all, I'll try to tell you everything in a minute. So guys, let me stop this presentation, and I'll go back to the PPT, and I'll tell you why I have particularly chosen decision tree regressor. Okay. Oh yeah, so I hope that was a very good code along session. So that was all about regression. So let me tell you what is the basic difference between regression and classification first. So this is something which I found from the internet, which I found like very true, that in regression, output variable should be of continuous nature. In classification, it is discrete. Discrete as in, I'll tell you here, there are like, what do we say, uh, prices and commodities. Let's say gold price over time, gold price over time. So there's a continuous value, price and time, it is continuous. And in classification, what did we take? Type of car, based on the horsepower, based on the what do we say, number of seats. If you remember that day, it was day 3, I think. Yeah, on day 3 we did this. On day 4 we did MNIST data set. So that was discrete value. So this is continuous value. And there's like, what do we, these are real values. Real value that can be complex. So in regression we use real values, and in classification we use discrete values. So the output variable also should be like that, 100%. It should be continuous. It should be what do we say, real value. And in classification, it should be discrete. So moving ahead, uh, regression algorithms are used with continuous data in uh, addition to the first point. Classification are used with discrete data. So even if your data set, that's the very reason, guys, I first showed you the data set. I showed you the data set and explained what is in that. So basically, in our data set, if there is discrete data, and uh, discrete data as in, just like we did on day 3 types of cars, horsepower, number of seats. That is discrete data. That's not continuous. That is not in a sequence. That is not making out a perfect, what is a continuous pattern. That is different. But here there was continuous data. So a bit of math, guys. Try to understand. Try to sink that in. I'll try to get in deeper things tomorrow. So tomorrow, basically, we are uh, uh, doing metrics. Yes, tomorrow we are doing metrics. Tomorrow we are doing a model evaluation. So model evaluation is a very small topic. So after that, I'll try to get in depths of these things. So one question is, we could have used linear regression or SVR2. Yes, 100%. We could have used linear and SVR2, but uh, using decision tree regressor gives us a better, much better, what do we say, outcome on this data set. And if you want to use linear and SVR, please try to do using this data set. Please try to do and try to make that submission on what do we say, ML Olympiad. So it's showing cannot insert ID already exists. So it means that the column ID already exists and you're trying to reinsert it. So that is one thing. There are a lot of questions. I'll take that one by one, guys. Till then, please have a look at this table, give it a read. How about the k-means clustering? K-means clustering and all, we don't have much time for that. So what I'll try to do is, maybe somewhere in the project I'll try to bring up k-means clustering and some other things. So it is like, what do we say, in small time we have to complete a lot of stuff. Also make sure that beginners even understand. So k-means and clustering is something which we need to focus on later, basically. So I'll try to bring that up maybe on day 6 or 7, maybe tomorrow, maybe mostly on 7. I'll try to bring that up somewhere. One person is saying, in India there are different temperatures at different locations. How can we predict temperature at every location? So guys, basically, just like I said, there's sample data. There's not 100% real time data. So that is like the average value in throughout India. Everywhere in January, average temperature is taken. So of course, because it is what do we say, winter, it is usually less. So maybe on the south side, what do we say, it might be a bit higher, and on the north side, where, what do we say, there are cooler places, it might be very very less. So that average is taken uh, on that particular instance. So that is how that data set was designed. So guys, that is sample data. You need not compare it with the real world. So if you really want to use some other data set, try to experiment. But for one very important point over here, for ML Olympiad, you need to use that particular data set itself. So, and also the output should be in that particular format. So go play around with that notebook and see what you can do. Now 137 viewers are watching. If even half of these people make a submission on ML Olympiad, I'll be the most happy person. I'll feel like whatever uh, efforts that we are putting from the side of organizers, we'll feel like those all have been paid off. So even half of our viewers, if you guys try to make a submission on ML Olympiad, we'll be the most happiest. And also guys, please share it with your friends. You can share the notebook everywhere. You can use these resources, share it with anyone, not at all a problem. And if you guys have any problem, please do join our WhatsApp groups. We have a separate channel where a lot of happening is going on, a lot of conversations are going on. So guys, join them. There you can discuss doubts, there you can discuss questions, there you can also put screenshots. So please join them. Also, Rakesh or someone, please put the community link as well in the chat box, so that anyone, if somebody is not there, they can join. And guys, if you want to share that with your friends, please share it, no problem. Make them join the community. Make sure they there is another group. There are two groups actually. There is we'll try to share the other one over here. Okay. Yeah, one of our volunteers would be putting the link. Okay, so guys, let's move ahead. If you guys have read this table, so tomorrow, what are we gonna do? Tomorrow, let's use metrics to evaluate our model using TensorFlow. There is a very complete different package called as TensorFlow metrics. So that is like another whole different level of package. So I'll try to explain how to. I'll try different models. I'll try to make 4 or 5 models, and we'll basically focus on model evaluation and model metrics. And also tomorrow with this, we will submit a live submission. I will run this whole notebook again, explain this particular thing in deep depths, and then try to make a submission. So that will be done in the first half. So we will start early tomorrow, and tomorrow we'll start off one project. Tomorrow is day 6. So we'll start off one project. On day 7, we'll end that project. So guys, tomorrow is a very, very important day. So because you guys are uh, staying till late, I'm giving you this news that tomorrow we'll start a project. Tomorrow we will try making diabetes predictor. It is already on my github channel. Github, I already made it. So tomorrow we'll start this project, and also tomorrow I'll tell you how to connect this project to the front end. How can we connect it using HTML, CSS, and how to write backend functions for that as well. We will also try to deploy it on day 7. We'll completely deploy it off. So let's do the machine learning model. Let's do front end, back end, and deploy it as well. So this will be like a full-time project, and there are many project ideas that I will give you on day 7. So please stay tuned with us. Share this link like crazy, guys. Let's aim for at least 1000 viewers tomorrow. Let's aim for 1000 viewers. So guys, that's it for today. Before leaving, please fill up the attendance link which was given in the chat, or which will mark your attendance for day 5. If you guys have already filled it, very well. Upcoming 2 days are like very, very good and very practical. And guys, ML Olympiad is going to end in 2 weeks, and for winners there are very exciting prizes. And if you win ML Olympiad, uh, of course you're gonna be a very famous Kaggle person, a very famous person on Kaggle globally. And of course, maybe in our upcoming events, if you win ML Olympiad, if you come in the top 10 at least, we will try to call you up for one of our events, and uh, try to give away something. Let's plan upon that. I'm not promising anything, but uh, I'll plan that up. So, guys, please do go participate in ML Olympiad. Also, if you want to use any resources, ChatGPT, YouTube, Google, please feel free to use. Knowledge is completely open source. So, please feel free to use any resource you want. So, any other questions, guys, please feel free to ask. One person has been asking ML pipeline question mark. Like, I really don't know what does that mean, buddy. ML pipeline, like, what do you want from it? You want me to explain ML pipeline? You want me to uh, tell something about it? Please complete the question. Please write at least one sentence of a question. If you just simply put ML pipeline question mark, what should I understand? So okay, now he did something different. ML pipeline, two question marks. So very nice. Yeah. Any other questions? So one person is asking, I have attended previous classes and not given attendance. Can you help me out? No worries. Give attendance today, give attendance tomorrow. That will be fine. That will be very, very fine. I've been saying this since a very long time. Okay, you are asking me to give some insights about ML pipeline. Okay, see, ML pipeline is itself a very long topic, buddy. I cannot, like, what do we say? I cannot give any. I cannot start talking about it now. If I start talking about it now, it will take another hour explaining it. So, you gave a very good idea. How about we conduct another session? Session in the sense, like, not a part of this boot camp, something else on YouTube Live itself, so that uh, we can discover ML pipeline and see how that can be used. So, thanks for the idea, buddy. We will try to bring some good speaker who's a expert in ML pipeline, and we'll try to have one session where he will explain what is ML pipeline and all on YouTube Live itself, not in this boot camp. somewhere outside. Okay. Okay, another question: why H5 is used? There, see, H5 is an extension. It is used for what do we say? Saving and loading Keras models. Not only Keras, basically TensorFlow models. Let's say you already trained a model, you made it using one data set, and you want to make it persistent. You want to what do we say? Save it, reuse it again. So that is how basically Keras and TensorFlow accepts. To what do we say, load and save models in h5 extension. So that is why h5 is used, or else you can save models in different ways. Years ago, I think 2 3 years ago, I used to save models in job as a joblib file. There's an extension called as joblib. So I really don't know if still people are using that extension or not, but you can save as a joblib file. And also there is something called as tflight. You can also save models as a tflight file. Moving ahead, any other questions, guys? Do we have a deadline to submit in ML Olympiad? Yes, you do have a deadline. The deadline happens to be, I think, April 7th. Let me check. Yes, April 7th. In 2 weeks, it is getting over. So let me present the screen back to ML Olympiad and I'll show. Yes, basically 2 weeks. In 2 weeks, ML Olympiad is ending. Before that, try to make a submission. So one person is asking how to contact you for app development doubts, because this is a ML bootcamp, and what is the external platform for this? You can join Flutter communities Discord. There I'm pretty active. There not only me, other Flutter developers are also pretty active. So not only Flutter developers, any mobile developer, app developers, there are a lot of this thing. Okay, one person asked any view on the box plot that we skipped. Okay, I'll tell you what was the box plots. Basically, we were using that box plot to check the mean temperature. So what we do is check the mean temperature throughout all the years. So from 1907 to um 2017, the data set was. So that box plot was used to check the mean temperature per month. So that's why there were 12 boxes. So that's the very reason that box plot were used. Nothing more than that. It is just basic data analysis. So nerd is asking Flutter roadmap, please. A Flutter roadmap. I'll try to connect my friends, my very good friends who are in the Flutter community, and I'll try to make sure that they pull up some content on their social media or their any other handles to put some nice roadmap. Or there is a very nice website called as roadmap.sh. You can use that, and that roadmap is like good enough. You can follow that. I'm new to ML. Can you share some useful resources? Uh, there are a lot of resources. There was one bootcamp which we did ages ago, I think last year. So there you have ML for beginners resource. I'll try to share that as well. Flutter Discord channel link. Okay. I really don't know if I have that somewhere. I'll try to share it. So guys, all of you who are asking these links, join the this chat, the WhatsApp community which we have. Once you join that, I'll share everything. Sayan Nandi, he's asking, today is my first class. I heard about it today. I'm pretty well understand the code and model. Is there any requirement for certificate or anything? I can read it in today's chat only. Don't worry, buddy. Don't worry. We'll get it sorted. You need certificate, we'll give it, no problem. But we what we need you to do is learn a lot of stuff from us. Learn, apply, go make some nice submission in ML Olympiad. Brag about it on social media, brag about it on Twitter, brag about it on LinkedIn. Learn good stuff. Once you learn good stuff, definitely what do we say, will be the most happy to the most happy to what do we say, assist you in further stuff. So how to deploy an ML model in a website using React? Basically, we don't use React to deploy an ML model. So that is like a very funny attachment of things. So I'll tell you how stuff happens. Either you run a ML model in the front end, or you would run it in the back end and simply call data in the front end. So if you want to uh, connect ML with React, I'll there are a lot of ways to do it. So I'll tell you how we do it in Flutter. Generally in Flutter we use TF Lite. So in the front end there is an assets folder, in that we store it. So in React I think you do it using proc file. There is something called as proc file. You store your model as a proc file. Basically you do byte streams, you pickle stuff. You run the model and you return the data as a pickle file. So that is how you do it. So basically that is what we are going to do in tomorrow's session. In the second half, in first half we'll do model valuation, in second half we'll start the project and I'll give you a nice overview. On day 7 we'll do that hands on. So basically that is what we are going to do. We'll do a front end and we'll try to connect the ML model to it. So basically that is what we will do. Don't worry about it. I'll give you the code as well, and we can discover everything from right in and out. So guys, any other questions, or we can close today's session? It's already 10:44. So yeah, no other questions in the chat so far. All right, guys. Thank you so much. Hope this session was resourceful. Thank you so much for joining, and let's catch up at the same time tomorrow. And if you guys don't understand something, if you guys are new here, please join our WhatsApp community, which is very proactive, and please share it with a lot of your friends. It is not late. Your friends can come tomorrow, directly start on with hands-on project itself, and later they can go back to our YouTube channel and see all the first series of videos. So yeah, I'll resume my coffee as you guys uh, spam the chat. So there is the community link. Yup, I'll highlight it. Here is the community link. So you can simply copy it, paste it in your browser, and it will take you to WhatsApp to join this community. Guys, please join. There is a separate channel for discussing doubts and questions. Please do join. So Omkar is asking, what project ideas on day 7 can you give? UI idea. There is basically no better UI. So it is basically a disease predictor. I can either take kidney disease prediction or diabetes. So what we'll do is we'll pick one. We'll do a poll and we'll pick either kidney disease prediction or diabetes prediction, and we'll mm, simply make it using HTML and CSS. So one person is saying lung, so I'll see buddy which one is easier, because there are a lot of people who are beginners over here, very beginners. They have never done coding. So um, we'll see what is better. We'll see what is better. We'll see which one is better. We'll make a very nice UI. We'll make a form. In that form, the person will enter what all stuff he has, what is the level of sugar, what is what do we say, his weight, height, and all, and then it can predict if he is in the risk of having diabetes or not. So that is the thing. And yeah, I really don't know why people are asking for attendance at this point. We have gone for like, it is double the time. It is literally double the time. It is 10:47. So anyways guys, no problem. Any other questions, or we can wrap up? So guys, if you have any other questions, please join the community chat, and please post your questions there. If you have errors, put a nice screenshot and the error description, so that any of our uh, volunteers or someone could take it up. So until then guys, have a very good night. Enjoy this lo-fi music, and we'll catch you tomorrow.